So
Oh, yeah.
I have to kind of see what's on the front.
Welcome back to the Oracle of Enlightenment. This is the Observer, Sal Monaco, along with the singer, Jen Thomas.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, you finally have a handle on the show. You're now the singer. And we're here with Mr. John Cassidy. John, great to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here. Welcome.
John is the Bizarre Ballonist here at the Erie County Fair. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, well, we do 2 shows a day. It's usually about an hour long. It's basically magic, comedy, and really weird things with balloons.
Yeah, what kind of things do you do with the balloons? I know I saw that you made a sword, shield, and helmet for one
we do all
show.
that, the normal stuff. I get inside of a 6-foot balloon and get a lawn dart shot at me, and just a lot of probably things I would have been punished for as a child. But now it's how I make my living.
Yeah, and you also use animals. I noticed you used a dog and a bird as well.
My dog, and I have a bird, Steve, and my dog, Maggie. So, but mostly they're in the show just so I can have them with me all the time.
I see. Now, when you're not performing here at the fair, what do you do?
More of this, but not in one location. Usually, we're all over the place. So wherever.
Locally or just anywhere?
Up and down the East Coast for the most part. A little bit on the West Coast, but mostly on the East Coast.
Where
I'm out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
You're from Philadelphia?
I
Pennsylvania?
apologize for a little hoarse. It's like a week and a half into this, and I've been screaming at kids for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Have you had any problems with kids being
Problems? How do you
and stuff?
define problems?
Well,
Because first of all, they're children. That's what they're going to do. They're tiny and they're loud,
Yep.
and they're unpredictable. Which
They have no social skills.
I know a lot of adults who don't have that either.
yeah,
So,
that's also true. We
Yeah.
know a lot of them.
yeah. So I can't. I'm not going to lay that on them.
Looks pointedly at Sal.
Okay.
Yes, folks, she is my lady friend. Anyway,
Are you guys together?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, it's funny to see the defining the relationship, because no, and I'm watching because we did a show one night and a guy said something bad on the stage, and his girlfriend was up there, and she immediately changed the status while they're up on stage, like
You're kidding.
I'm
Oh
now
my
single,
God.
bam, and yeah.
When my ex decided to leave after 18 years with no warning, he changed his status to single on Facebook before he even told me he was leaving.
It's kind of passive aggressive.
yeah,
A little bit.
no comment there.
Well, the thing with this, I figure Sal and I, it's so complicated we can't even put "it's complicated" as our status on Facebook. So
Okay.
Okay.
I
Been
won't-
friends
I
for a
won't-
long time.
Anyway,
won't be
what?
pushing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. What got you into doing this?
My first initial reaction is to give you some joke, flippant answer, because that's what I'm used to. Because people are passing by, they're asking, but they don't really ask. The fact is that, do you want the real truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Well, if you want the real truth, is that I made my father laugh one time, and the first time I made him laugh, it was the best feeling I've ever had in my life. And I wasn't even trying to make him laugh. I said something really stupid, and then I looked, and it was just the best thing in the world. Since then, my mother was sick as I was growing up. I initially was going to be a doctor. I went through all pre-med studies, and then realized that being a doctor is really hard, and it's a lot easier to make people laugh, and I'd rather do that.
That's great. What's your website?
Balloonfreak.com or johncassidy.com.
Yes, we have them on our Yahoo group.
Okay, great. I don't know how to use it. My wife does all the internet stuff and the website because I don't.
Well, we'll have it up when your interview airs.
Yes.
So.
Okay,
So
cool.
how did you actually get started in this?
Oh,
I mean, actually, to the point where you could make money at it.
The funny thing is, I remember my parish priest, as a little kid, I was doing balloons and magic all the time. My father was very concerned. He's like, he goes, Father Flatley, he goes, Father, I don't understand. All he wants to do is magic and balloons. And Father Flatley said, is he making money? And my father's like, yeah. He's like, leave him alone. And that
Sounds like my father.
Yeah, from that point forward, I had permission. And that's what I did.
Nice.
I did it to get through school, to avoid, thinking the way of paying through school. And then once I got out, the real world was hard. They wanted to show up on time and produce. And we were just talking about the other day. I just remember I sold cars for one day. I sold Buicks, and they fired me after the first day. Because the first guy came up to me, he says, and we walked around the car, I showed him, he said, how much was it? I told him, he's like, that's a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't pay it. That's a lot of money. And I got fired. So I've been fired from every other job but this one.
Yeah, I can kind of sympathize with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Well,
Yeah.
What are you guys sympathizing for? You got a full-time job. I am the histrionic unemployed artist here.
My best girlfriend calls him that.
Well, it's true, unfortunately. But no. Besides that, she's also a landlord, a professional singer, and a.
We're not interviewing me.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And a voice teacher. But anyway.
Wow.
Oh, and an actress. But anyway.
Cool.
It goes on.
Nice. Okay, great.
So you're a.
And you do balloons, I heard.
Well, now she will. Yeah.
Don't do too many balloons. I'm going to get.
She loved your show so much.
Oh, it was great. I love the line about, you gave the guy $1 and said,
That's
okay,
me.
you got a girlfriend, go give her $1.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it feels like to have a
Okay.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Anyway.
That particular joke I thought women would take offense to.
Mhm.
But most women are like, yeah, that's what it feels like. And I can't believe I'm like, that's not the reaction you should have.
Yeah. So you incorporate music, comedy, and magic into the show along with the balloons.
Yeah, I don't do one thing well, so try to do all of them.
You're very comfortable
So-
on stage.
Yes, you have a very good stage presence.
It's because I just don't care anymore. The fact is, I love it and it's fun. And the fact is, if I was working a real job, it'd be really hard. I'd rather be here than anywhere else in the world. And the Erie County Fair is a great place to be.
Yes, it is. And let me tell you, for those of us who aren't making a living at our art, we still love it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I took all kinds of different aptitude tests, and what are you interested in, and what would you be good at, etc. And every single thing told me that I should be either a singer or a performer in general.
Did I really pick up? I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. He opened a can of pop and it just snapped.
Yeah, it was not alcoholic. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it just some people are just born to be
Performers. Yeah.
And it took me a while to kind of get to the point of saying, it's okay that's what I'm really good at.
Yeah.
It's okay
The
to
fun,
be that.
the thing we all work for is someone to just tell them, I'm pretty, you're okay.
Oh, he knows you very well.
Hey,
And you're pretty, and you're okay.
thanks. I don't know about pretty.
So, what's the biggest memory you have about doing your shows? Like, what's the weirdest thing, the best thing that's happened to you?
Oh, there's like so many things, and I don't even remember the stories that happen after the time. People remember, because Justin's a stage manager,
Mhm.
and Paul, for the last week and a half, just tell, guess what happened last week? And just, here, hey Jenny, you back there? You have a second? Come on in. Bring a chair.
Mhm.
Yeah, she remembers the stories better than me. I can't remember until she goes, oh, remember the time we had the elephant sat and the stuff? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, and then all the weird stuff. Remember the time we caught the alligator? That was awesome too. So,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And here's the other half of the team, Jenny.
Hi, lovely wife
Hello.
Jen.
Jenny, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Just Jen.
Very
Call her Jenny. She is, yeah.
Okay, Jen.
Yeah.
Just like her, she can only be called Jen. You know.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, Jen, what's it like being part of the act?
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's wonderful to be able. What are you laughing at?
It's almost a spit take.
Well,
Business as usual here.
So it's a family act, folks. We got the wife, the dog, the bird.
yes, it is. It is, and it's really nice to be able to work with my husband every day. And maybe some relationships wouldn't be able to handle that. They need their time apart, but we really like each other, so we have
That
a good
helps.
time.
That
Yeah.
helps, yeah.
Yeah, that helps. Believe
Plus,
me, we know.
make sure
we
we
know.
fight a little bit every day. Do you do that too?
Absolutely, so
Yeah.
important.
Oh, at least a
Because the
little.
problem is if you don't do it every day, it builds up and you have one big fight. We have little fights every day and then we laugh.
Exactly.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're doing fine.
Yeah,
You fight-
exactly.
You gotta bicker. You gotta do it publicly.
Yes.
You gotta do it publicly. Because I do not trust any couple who does not fight in public.
Mind you, it doesn't get any more public than this. So Sal,
So,
Yeah.
the last time, okay, never mind.
Yeah, okay.
see, you started great there and then you trailed off. You should have given something personal.
Well, we're
something
on the air,
comfortable
so.
with. You're going through the
So,
moment.
Jen, how is being on the road for you guys as a family? Do you guys have kids? Or?
We don't have any kids, so being on the road is pretty easy in that respect. But we have a great time. We get to visit a lot of really interesting places that maybe we wouldn't get to visit otherwise. A lot of really interesting places in this country that are off the touristy beaten path that you would
Yeah.
never hear of.
like
So-
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Anyway, all right.
We used to work a place out. Remember in North Dakota where they had to sweep the rattlesnakes every night at the stage?
Oh,
You're kidding.
Rattlesnakes would come on the stage
Wow.
every night, so you have to. Yeah.
That's wild.
And we thought they were
That was
joking.
interesting. Yeah, we thought it was a
Look,
joke.
while you were doing a show?
Yeah, rattlesnakes would
Well,
come.
right before.
Yeah,
but
but
we
they
thought
think about-
they thought they were joking around with us because it was our first time there,
Right.
and we thought
But
they were
they
trying
they
to freak
bring
us
horses on. It wasn't the rattlesnakes for us. If the horses saw the rattlesnakes, that would make the show bad.
out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, it's all right. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about?
We're wondering what some of the more memorable moments on stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
on
can think of.
stage.
Interesting things that happened if you called kids on stage, or prop malfunctions, anything.
Oh, you mean
well,
like
that
the,
always can happen.
like the
Yeah.
Charlie Brown balloon that escaped into the
That
fair?
was an accident.
Okay.
But that would be one that I would have forgotten about immediately. That's not attractive.
Okay.
The other night, the kid, you remember the one kid says, I'm like, what's your name? And he goes, my father left me 8 years ago. And I'm like, I don't know what to say.
That's a kind of weird name.
I know, it was very,
Wow.
I'm like, you will get a lot of balloons.
Have you tried to have kids tried to like break the balloons while you're doing
Oh,
that?
yeah.
or-
yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Some kid stabbed me with a pencil once.
Yeah, that did
ouch.
happen on stage once.
The
Wow.
kid with the sword today was adorable.
Oh, he was a good kid.
Yeah.
But they're nice kids. Everybody here has been nice.
Oh yeah. This
I
is a
love when you
great
made the
place.
motorcycle. That was amazing.
Except when they try to ride it.
yeah.
That's tragic.
That's
Yeah, they get on with all the expectation in the world that it's real, and it breaks, and they cry. And
And we hear this big explosion.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna sound like a pop can popping.
All
All right.
right. Well, thank you very much
Do you
for
have any
granting
other-
us this interview.
No, thank you very much.
Hey, thank
I
you.
wish it was better for you, but it was good for us.
It was fine.
Glad we could share a beverage and some air conditioning.
Thank you
Yes.
very much. And
John and Jen Cassidy, folks.
Thank you.
The Bizarre Ballonists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. Thank you. George, you got a good grip.